She didn't lower her voice. She sharpened it. If you can't handle me sleeping with your friends, then leave. They're real men. The word friends landed last, carefully placed, like a blade set on a table between us. The room was quiet enough to hear the refrigerator working, a small, obedient hum. Even it sounded embarrassed for her. I studied her mouth while she spoke. The familiar curve, the small scar on her lower lip from when she used to bite herself while thinking. I wondered when that habit turned into biting other men. My face did what it has always done. Nothing. No tightening. No question. No collapse. Inside, something rearranged itself, like furniture being moved in a dark house. I smiled. Not wide, not warm, a thin administrative line. As you wish, I said. She blinked. Once. Confused by the lack of impact. That night I lay beside her and counted her breaths. Not because I loved her, because I wanted to know how deeply she slept. I didn't confront. I didn't accuse. I observed. 3 names began to repeat themselves in her world like a nervous stutter. Amir, Bilal, Saad, my circle, my history, men who had eaten at my table, held my children, borrowed money and returned it late with apologies. She never hid her phone. She didn't have to. Betrayal is lazy when it believes it's invisible. I noticed patterns instead. Her showers grew longer, her perfume heavier, her laughter rehearsed. I checked phone records the way a doctor checks a pulse, calmly, already expecting bad news. 3 numbers. Late nights. Hotel Wi-Fi logs. My hands were steady. That surprised me. Denial tried to speak once. A weak, coughing voice. Maybe it's coincidence. I turned it off. Coincidences don't sweat. Coincidences don't forget their wedding ring in the car. I began documenting. Dates, times, gaps in stories. The lies stacked beautifully, like bricks laid by someone who didn't know they were building their own grave. At home, I remained predictable. Husband, listener. Provider. I kissed her forehead like punctuation. Inside, I constructed a different language, one that only truth speaks fluently. I didn't want chaos. I wanted symmetry. Something clean. Something that would hurt slowly enough for understanding to arrive before forgiveness ever could. I booked the tests in my own name. Routine. Anonymous. Efficient. 3 swabs. 1 vial of blood. A quiet fee paid in cash. I told them it was for a business trip. New insurance requirement. Men lie best to doctors when they borrow authority. The results came back before their guilt ever would. Identical. All 3. A signature written in bacteria and shame. I didn't need to add anything. She already had. The next morning, my phone rang before sunrise. Amir first. Then Bilal. Then Saad. Voices cracked open by panic. Fever. Pain. A burning that turned every movement into confession. By noon, she was in the same hospital. Same floor. Same symptoms. Same invisible sentence crawling through her blood. I arrived last. Calmly. Like a man attending a meeting he scheduled weeks ago. They were placed in separate rooms, but betrayal has a scent. It travels. I stood at the foot of her bed. She was pale, lips dry, eyes frantic. For the first time in months, she looked at me like a stranger holding a weapon. "Something's wrong," she whispered. I nodded. Yes. The doctor entered with a clipboard, middle-aged, tired, honest in the way people become when they've delivered too many endings. He cleared his throat. "Guys, this is hard to say, but your diagnosis is..." A pause. The kind designed to let reality catch up before it's allowed inside. Advanced syphilis, same strain, same stage. Silence collapsed the room. Not dramatic, not loud, just absolute. She turned to me slowly. Understanding rearranged her face. Not fear, recognition. I leaned closer, my voice low enough to be mistaken for kindness. "I wanted to be sure," I said, "before you called them real men." Her mouth opened. Nothing came out. No apology tried to survive that moment. The doctor left. Professionals always do after delivering a truth that doesn't belong to them anymore. I placed the test results on her chest. Paper is heavier when it contains certainty. "I didn't poison you," I said quietly. "I only introduced you to each other properly." I straightened my coat. They would live. But not untouched, not unchanged, not unmarked. I walked out past 3 rooms filled with men who could not look at me anymore. Outside, the air was clean. Indifferent. I inhaled deeply. For the first time in years, nothing in my chest argued back. Some people call it revenge. I call it clarity. And clarity is colder than hate. It doesn't burn. It preserves.